friends, welcome to Cross My Stitches. My name is Jackie and today is February 14th, 2025. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. I thought I would pop on and share with you what I have been up to. It's been several weeks and I felt like I needed to do a little touch base kind of thing. I have some FFOs to share, I have some whips to share. I want to share with you my plans and how they're working out and show you how I'm working on organizing things. So let's get started. Let's start with my FFOs. So the first one I want to share with you is a Valentine. So we're going to start with a Valentine finish and then we're going to end with a Valentine finish. So the first one is called ABC I Love Thee. I wish I could tell you who the designer is. I cannot because it was in the Gift of Stitching magazine and I cannot remember who the designer is. I didn't write it down, so I apologize for that, but it is in one of those magazines and this is stitched on a 36 count Bestitch Me cardinal. I put a lace bottom on it here, and then on the back is a bunch of little hearts. So I just made a little pillow out of it. It'll go into one of my dough bowls and I think it's adorable. And I think I stitched it with, it looks like I used an over dyed, but again, I don't know what it was. I need to get much better at when I document my finishes what exactly I used as far as thread. And I'm sure it wasn't the called for, so I'm not sure. But I'm glad to have that one finished. The second one is a pillow that I did for the hashtag 12 in 2025 Ornament Stitch Along Sal, or Ornament Stitch Along. I don't think it says Sal at the end. I'll post it up here. And that is run by Caroling55. Again, she's on Instagram. And every year I say I was going to join and do this, and every year I kind of falter out at the beginning of it. Well, this year, no way, Jose. And I've got two finishes. I've got January and February, not only finished, but fully finished. So I want to share those with you. The first one is a pillow called, well, it's actually an ornament, but it's shaped like a pillow. It is called Joy. Let me try it this way here. And it is by Glory B. It is in the Just Cross Stitch magazine, October, November 2004. And I'm remembering that because I just shot this a minute ago and had to redo it. So I remember now what it was. And I did it with some Kryneck. And on the cording, it has, I don't know if you guys can see that. See the beads on the cording, on the cording, and then a little back has some red. It's like a metallic-y gold and red. And that's my first finish for hashtag 12 and 25 Ornament Stitch Along. So glad to have that one done. And then February was a relatively easy one to stitch up for the most part. But finishing was a little more difficult, but I got it done. And this one is by Hands On Design, and it is called Let It Snow. This pattern came from Jingle Ball 2024, and I don't know if she's released it or not since then, but this is the pattern. And this is finished exactly how she finished it, except for I put it in an ornament, and I think she mounted it to something. But as you can see, it has some, this is all perforated paper. And mine is a little different. She called for 18 count perforated paper and I didn't have 18 count, so I used 14 count and I cut my little flags a little smaller. So it has the perforated paper, it has some, I don't want to call that cording, I can't think of the word, little rope. And then it has a little pom-pom here. I put trim around mine. The back is here. Just a piece of fabric that I found that matched the colors that she used in the DMC. And that's my second. So that's February's ornament finish. And then my last thing to share with you is another Valentine's Day finish. This is called Happy Valentine's Day. This is by Cherry Hill Stitchery. It's a freebie design from them. It is stitched on a 32 count Chablis, which is Picture This Plus. I want to say that I used my own colors, but I'm not positive what colors they used. I've got it double mounted, and then you see that it has some rickrack all the way around it. Right now I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it, if I'm going to put it in a frame or I'm going to put it mounted on something. But for the time being, it's on an easel sitting on my mantle for Valentine's Day. And those are my 4 finishes. So I'm glad. It's been a while since I've had a finish, so it felt good to get some finishing done. I am still a little slow at trying to be, I have a little indecisive on fabrics and stuff. I have trouble, excuse me, didn't mean that to come out. I have, some trouble just trying to pick things, and so it worked out. Everything looks great. I'm happy with it. I don't know what I was trying to come up with. It just went right out of my head. I've talked before about having issues with memory. So a lot of it has to do with short-term memory. I still remember songs from the 70s and 80s, word for word, but I can't remember something that I put down or something I was thinking. It'll pop out of my head and I can't think of it again. It's just really short-term issues. But one of the things that I struggle with is organization, because a lot of times I put something away or I put something down and then I can't find it. And it becomes so frustrating that I feel like I have to rip my whole room or the whole house apart to try to find it. So I've been trying to get more organized with my cross stitch, because I don't like it when I go to look for a project and I can't figure out which bag it's in, what I've done with it. So I figured out I need to organize my bags a little better than I do. Now, I've tried tagging my bags before with little tags and stuff, and somehow or another it really doesn't work with me. But I come up with this idea to tag my bags, and I really think it's going to work great because it's got a two-way organization system. So I want to share that with you today before I share my whips, because I love sharing ideas with you guys. I know you guys love hearing tips and tricks, so I'm going to share this one today. So what I've done is I've stitched, sorry, I got hair on my bag. I stitched, these are called badge holders, and you'll know what it is when you see it, onto each of my bags. And this is actually stitched onto my bag. So I have stitched one of these on every one of my bags. And of course it has a little pocket at the top where you can put in what you want. And I tagged all my bags with the information that's most important to me. So the name of it, the designer of the pattern, what fabric I'm using, what was the start date that I started the project, and then what am I stitching, 1/2, 2/2, 1/1, because when you're stitching linen, and then some of the linen I will stitch 1/2, some of the linen I stitch 2/2, and 36 count especially, sometimes I do 2/, sometimes I do 1. So I really need to know that information so I don't stitch wrong, because I have done it more than once and I've had to rip out stuff that I did because I'm like, no, that's not 2/2, that's 1/2, Jackie. You're wrong. So I bought these 50 of these card holders. I got mine from Walmart.com. You can certainly get them at Amazon or whatever you want to get. They just come like this. You've seen them all the time. People stitch their bags in them. They have these little clips so you can clip to it, which I also bought because I wasn't sure if I was going to use the clips or not, so I bought them. Unfortunately, now I have 50 clips I got nothing to do with, but it's going to work out great because I can change out what's in the bag at any time. And what I ended up doing is I made a little card holder which holds these, the holders, but it also holds the blank cards for me to use. And what I've done, I don't know if I can pull out one of these. Let me see, let me pull out an older one. What I have done is I have made cards that are color coded. So like for this one, for 2020, so let me see if I can do this. For 2020, all my cards are green, because I go back to 2018. So 2019, all my cards are blue. That's blue. It looks purple on the screen, it's blue. And then 2018, all my cards are pink. So as I'm labeling things, I've done 10 years worth of cards. Because I figure at 10 years, nothing I have should be more than 10 years old. Right now, 2017 is my oldest, but I only have the one. I have Miss Christmas Eve. No, I haven't finished her yet. I have not gotten to it yet. But that's my oldest one. And so I figured 10 colors, 10 years, and they'll rotate. So, but if 2018 is pink, then 2028 will be pink. Then it'll just rotate around. But as I put my bags away, I can certainly put them in year order because I can see this is pink and stick it with the rest of my pinks. And then I can also see where I'm at as far as where my project bags are at. So this has made it a lot easier for me to find my project bags because now I know that I can locate my bags because each one of them is marked exactly the same way. And I can show you, this is a fold over bag and I put it on there. I'm trying to grab some of my bags here. Right, this is a zippered bag. And of course, there it is there. I put it below the zipper. Zippered bag, vinyl bag. And I put it in between, I put it on the little part that was between the vinyl and the zipper. So it's sewn on there. So that's how I ended up doing it. And I like it so far. I think it's going to work out for me. I'm trying to throw those back there, sorry. I think it's going to work out for me and I will be able to keep track of my bags easily and be able to find them. And now I know when I put them back in my bunches, I know all I have to do is look for another pink label or another blue label or whatever. I can put it in there and I know where it is. If I can't remember what year the bag I did, I have that written in Cross Stitch Plus app, so I can always look in there. But most times I know what year I started my projects, I just can't find them. So that's the way I'm doing that. It's going to work for me. I think I'm going to be very happy with that. So I thought I would share that for anybody that was interested in that. You certainly can get the bag tags and use the clips and clip them to your bags, but I decided to make mine more permanent. So what have I been working on? Besides my, I'm sorry, touching the desk again. Besides my ornaments, I kind of made a plan that once a month I was going, or what, not once a month, every month I was going to work on my oldest whips. For January, I worked most of my time on Lady of the Flag. So let's talk about, well, we'll show her when I get to her because she's buried down there. And then, so January was Lady of the Flag. Well, let me dig her out. Let's dig her out. If I'm going to talk about her, let's dig her out. So I spent a good amount of time on her, and I am so proud of how much progress I have made with her. So if I can find the picture of what she looked like before I started working on her in January, something just hit the floor, I will post it here. And then I'm going to scroll this up and I'm going to show you. This is where I'm at now. So I have completed all this out here from here, right here down, all this. So that's what I got done in the month of January. Just majority of the time working on Lady of the Flag. And I can tell you I spent at least 2/3 of my month working on her. So 21 days at least. 20 days. 20 days. Sorry, 20 days. At least 20 days. It was probably more than that. Working on her. And I really love how far I've gotten with her. I'm all the way down here. I would like to continue working down, get the whole bottom done, and then go back up and get her head and crown and things like that. So very happy about that, that she got so much work, and I will continue to work on her. I'm going to do a rotate. I don't know if it's going to be every 3 months or every 4 months at this point, depending on what projects I pick. It probably will be once every 4 months. So if I worked on her in January, that means in April I will work on her again, and she will be the focus for that month. I really need to get these older ones completed. So I worked on her, and then I have been working on other things. Let me move this stuff here. So I have been working on, I did have a couple of starts and I've shown these before. I did start and have been working on Crochet to Go-Go's Nativity 3, and I got some more of that completed. So I got Baby Jesus done, and I'm heading over to Joseph. So let's show that one. So there's that one. So I lost the sun. I can't figure out which way to hold it now. I lost the sun. Aw. So there he is. There she is. There's Mary and baby Jesus and the animals and the angels. And I have got just the staff of Joseph. So hopefully I will get some more of that done. I'm not working on it this month. So I'm hoping to, my plan is to get it done before Easter, which Easter is in April, so I will work to get that done before Easter. The next one that I have been working on is Miss Liberty. I started her in January. That is a Teresa Kogut. This came out of the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, summer 2024. And I got a little bit more done with her. I don't think I'm going to get my sun back. It looks pretty dark now. So there's Miss Christmassy. There's Miss Liberty. I'm giving up on the board. The board's going to drive me nuts. So there she is. So I need to make the flag. The flag comes all the way across. I just haven't done it yet. So I haven't had much time to work with her either. She probably will not sit for another month or so before I get to it. I did get some work in on the 2025 Autumn Lane Stitchery Mystery Sale. I'm still on part 1, but I am almost completed now in part 1. I let this sit for the longest time because I was kind of aggravated that I had to restart it. So, but this is where it's at. It's on a, and I didn't tell you before. Let's go back. I'm bad about that. Because if you like the fabric, you want to know what it is. This one is all blue. I don't know why it's showing up a little bit of purples, but this is a 36 count Bestitch Me called Winter Blues. Is it 36 or 32? No, 36 Winter Blues. So that's what that one is. Miss Liberty is being stitched on a 36 count R&R American Chestnut. And then this one is a 32 count, nope, 28 count Mystic by Picture This Plus. It's really a dark fabric, more like that. But I'm almost done with that first part there. Just got a little bit more to go, and then I might start on part 2. I'm not sure. I'm really frustrated with it right now, so I haven't been touching it that much. I've touched it in the last couple days, but I'm just a little bit frustrated. If you want to see what it looks like, I'll post a picture here of what the sal's looking like at this point. I also have been working on, for the month of February, my Sleepy Hollow that I'm doing with my friend Wendy. So we're on this part here. So we're in the middle right now. We are doing the big mound before we do Ichabod Crane, or not Ichabod, before we do the Headless Horseman here. So we're working right across here. And this is what mine is looking like. So I just have to finish filling in. I've got most of it done. The only part that I have left is I need to fill in over here. It just has to come down right here. This almost, you can see it's just gray. But it is coming along. I'm really loving this one, and I'm staying up on it, so I'm so proud of myself. I gotta thank Wendy for keeping me on track. And then for the month of February, I am working on Map of Hakron Hollow, which is this one. This one I started in October of 2018, so this is my 3rd oldest WIP. And I am so proud of how much I have gotten done on this so far this month. I will post a picture here of what it looked like before I started it this month. And this is what it's looking like. Get this up here. And that's where I'm at. So I've gotten all of this over here in, all of this. Oops. This board thing doesn't work very well. There we go. So look at all that. So I'm all the way down the hawk is all the way to the bottom there, and then I've gotten all this in here. I still have several things that I need to fill in. You'll see signs that are not totally filled in, but I'm okay with that. That's like mindless stitching that I'll get to at some point. So it is looking fabulous. This is a 36 count, I think it was Bramble, nope, 36 count doubloon that I over dyed with Rit dye so it would get darker. And I am loving this. So I'm going to continue working on it. I'm heading down south here. I am not putting in the sun compass combo that's sitting there. I don't like it at all. So I'm going to change that into something else. So I'm just working my way towards the bottom. So that is all of my stitching. I'm glad with the progress that I'm making. I'm not sure what my project will be for next month yet. I haven't decided. I want to say my third oldest one is, let's see, cancel that. Let's see. Started. One Nation would be my third oldest one from 2020. So if I followed suit, that would be the one I work on next month. Although I also have the 12-month floral series that I started in 2021, and I'm only on February, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. I'm not sure. So other than that, I have a few things that I have collected for the last few weeks. The first thing that I want to talk about is just Cross Stitch Magazine. If you got this issue of Cross Stitch Magazine, I'm sure that you saw there's an article in here about floss storage called Spring Spruce Up, Stitcher's Guide to Thread Organization. In here, I had a mention. I was so excited. Right there, that is my picture. It tells you about my channel and to visit my channel for more information on making your own thread drops, which is one of my videos that I've shot. So I was thrilled to be mentioned in the magazine with a lot of other great floss tubers. I did get a few things that haven't been delivered yet, but what I did get delivered was I got this fabric. I went on Unload. I try to stay off of there because it is trouble. But I did go on Unload and got this 28 count Lugana called Bayou by Live and Dye in LA. So it's just a creamy one. I can't remember if I showed that before. I feel like I have. I got a pattern from Kindred Stitcher. She was doing a distache on her Instagram. So I got Poinsettia Out of Place by Teresa Kogut. I bought another Prairie Schooler hard copy that I hadn't had before, which is Garden Gloves. I love these. They're so cute because I can do wool applique and cross stitch in the same one. So anything I don't have that is cardstock, I try to pick up, but especially if it combines two of my favorite things to do. And then I have sort of a funny story, but was a little perturbed by it because I've told you all before that I do some quilting and stuff, and I wanted to get a pattern called the Quilted Snowman. I had bought, and it's a Lori Holt pattern, and I had bought the one that was called Build a Snowman. I had bought the entire kit, in fact, the fabric and everything, but I decided I really wanted to do the Quilted Snowman more than I wanted to do the other one, so I went online and I decided I was going to order the pattern and use the fabric from the Build a Snowman to do the Quilted Snowman. And I placed my order and I got it in the mail. And when I opened it, I was like, oh my Lord. I inadvertently ordered, without paying attention, the cross stitch version. So now I have the cross stitch version of the pattern that I wanted to do in quilting. And so I went back on again, and of course I had to order the actual quilt pattern. So now I have them both. So I think I'll do the quilt and the cross stitch and hang them together, which would be really cute. So I got those, and then, sorry, my nose is itching. And then my friend Wendy, who's always so generous, gave me this pattern because she did it and it was so cute, and it's called Bent Creek Zippers Jolly Santa. And I'm going to show you the little picture here, but I'm telling you, this picture doesn't do it justice. It is so stinking adorable. But there it is. So I definitely need to do that before next Christmas because he's just too cute. Hopefully he's not blurry. He is adorable. So when she did it and she showed me, I'm like, oh my God, I got to do that. And then I belong to a lot of the quilting groups and stuff, and somebody was on one of the groups offering to give away a table runner pattern. Of course, I had to jump on there and say, me please. And so she sent it to me. All I had to do is pay shipping, and it is a beautiful kit from Shabby Fabrics called Easy Pieced Table Runner Series September, which is just too adorable. And look at that, it's got like a schoolhouse and the flag flying and all the cuteness there. So that was so generous of her to send that to me. So I love that. So I look forward to doing it. It is just adorable. You can see there's the pattern to do the cutouts. So it's got the wheelbarrow and the trees and the schoolhouse and the whole thing. And it's just really adorable. So I'm sure this kit probably cost a good $50. So it was so generous of her to share it. Because she said she didn't think she was going to do it. Sorry, that's my alarm. And so that was very sweet. So I have that to add to my quilting. So other than that, I don't think there's anything else I have to share. Look at that. I finished under 30 minutes. I'm proud of myself. And I lost all the sun anyway, so it really didn't matter. I thought I was going to have it a lot more than I did. I have my Stitchy meetup tomorrow, Saturday, at the library in our city, our little town. And all my Stitchy friends will hopefully be there. My friend Wendy can't come. But I look forward to seeing my other Stitchy friends. Hopefully I'll have some more to share the next time I come on. I'm trying just to kind of keep myself busy. Little Oscar, which is the little dachshund puppy that I got, he keeps me quite busy. He's like a toddler. He wants to keep me going all day long. Right now I've got him leashed to a dumbbell. And he's taking a nap in his bed in the living room so I could shoot this. But when he gets up, he's going to expect me to want to play with him again. And he will bring me his play toys and expect me to play pull, tug of war, or throw his toys so he can chase him. He'll bring me his toys, drop them at my feet, saying, come on, Mama, let's play. So he does. It's like having a toddler. Or it's take me outside every couple hours so I can do my business. Or I'm hungry, feed me. Or it's like a little kid. So he keeps me pretty busy. So I don't get a lot of time to do certain, things. I know I talked to you guys about my mother passing away and the estate and stuff. Well, we had a buyer for the house. My brothers and I agreed that the price was acceptable. We went through the house is in disrepair, so it has to be bought by an investor. It cannot pass an inspection to be sold as a house that somebody could get a mortgage on, so to speak, unless they had a lot of money and they were needing a little mortgage. And in Florida, houses are outrageous. So it just floors me how much we're getting for this house that my parents paid $27,000 for back in 1977. So it's in a disrepair. My mother was ill for quite some time. My father's been gone since 2010. And so, things weren't getting fixed. I don't live in Florida. Even when I lived in Florida, I was very far from her. So I was counting on my brothers to keep track of what was going on, make sure it was taken care of. But that really didn't happen. I won't get into that right now, but we had a buyer for it. We were acceptable with the price. It's going through probate, so we have to have probate. We have to have the judge's permission to sell and stuff like that. We jumped through all those little hoops and stuff. We had an investor buying it. And the day of closing, the morning of closing, he backed out. He backed out, said he couldn't get financing. That's what he said. I don't believe that, because he already had it all set, because he had to prove they had it set before we even signed the contract. So, for whatever reason, he backed out at last minute. It cost him a pretty penny, because he had put $5,000 down. So he lost his $5,000, and we ended up with that. And he wanted me to release it, and I was like, no way am I releasing it. He wanted me to extend the contract. I didn't want to extend the contract. I wanted it done. And I knew I had another buyer who was living down the street from my mother's house who really wanted that house. And he was not going to be an investor. He was going to be somebody that wanted to fix it up, and he wanted his family to live in it. So when I knew about that, I decided, I wasn't going to extend the contract. He defaulted, let it default. The guy who wanted it did put in an offer. He put in $10,000 more than the other guy, which was awesome. So we gained $15,000 in the deal. And he's going to love the house. And closing is in, what's today? Another week. So we close in a week, which is awesome. And then it will be done, which I'll be thrilled to pieces to have the house completely done. And we can finish closing out probate. And my brothers and I can split the proceeds, and we will all be happy to go on with our lives and be done with it. It took a lot of work. My brothers worked day and night to clear out the house, to sell things. It was a lot to do. My mother was not like hoarders like you see people on television where you're climbing through stuff. My mother was very meticulous as we were growing up, even in her old age before she became senile, to take care of everything put away. She constantly cleaned, but she was a pack rat as far as she didn't like to throw anything away. She would keep everything. So when I went down to the house to collect some things that I wanted, I think I talked about this before, she had magazines from the 90s, early 2000s in her china hutch. Craft magazines, quilting magazines. She never quilted a day in her life. She was not a crafter. She loved to sew, but she hadn't done it for many, many years, and she certainly wasn't making any quilts. But for some reason, she has subscribed to quilters magazines. And I found all these quilting magazines. Of course, I brought them back with me. And just constant stuff. She had this armoire in her bedroom that she had a TV in, and has drawers and stuff, because you've seen those, and it was full of books, magazines, all sorts of stuff. Her closet was packed with stuff. You'd never know it walking in the house. There was so much stuff unless you opened drawers and cabinets and looked in closets. But it was just amazing how much stuff they had to get rid of, and I felt so bad for them. But I'm so glad that they were able to get it done, and we're able to get the house sold. And I'm sure my mother would understand, and she would tell me the same thing. Get rid of it all. Just get rid of it. So I kept things that meant something to me. My brothers kept things that meant things to them, and we got sold and give away and donated and trashed and all sorts of stuff. And it's finally going to happen. So I'm so glad. And now I've gone over 30 minutes talking about that. I'm going to call it quits right now. So I hope you enjoyed the little visit with me. Let me know in the comments what you're working on. Are you working on anything that I'm working on? Always, you can check me out on Instagram on Cross My Stitches, and I post over there when I can remember to do so. I've been doing a little bit of posting lately, and hopefully I will get a chance to talk to you all soon. Have a blessed day, stay safe, and happy Valentine's Day. Bye.